All right, man. Let me turn my camera on, man. What's going on, Joe Bet?
What's up? What's up? How are you, bro?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. It's good to see you, man. You look a lot older than when I first met you,
Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir.
it's good to see the progress, man. But as I was telling you, man, on messages, man, I lost a lot of my content. I lost a lot of great interviews. I lost the one I did with you at Malito Roman, Suriel Matias. I lost a lot of great content, man. So it's good that you're back on here, man. And also great that you're about to debut. But since I lost all of that, we're going to start from scratch, man. And just let you tell people, man, who you are, where you came from, all about you, man.
So my name is Jobed La Promesa Collazo. I live in Tampa, but I'm from Toalta, Puerto Rico. Um, I'm 19 years old, and I make my professional debut August 24th in Orlando.
Yes, indeed, man. And let everybody know what weight category are you're going to debut at.
So for this one, I'll be fighting at 140, but after this, we're going down to 35. I think I can make 35. So naturally, I'll be fighting 35, but for this one, we're gonna go 40.
All right, man, and talk to us a little bit, man, about your journey, man. How rough or how not rough or however it was, man, for you to get from when you started all the way to get to this pro debut.
Yeah, so definitely both rough and good, and as always, I think that's just life, really. But I started fighting when I was 7 years old, but I started with MMA, and I was fighting MMA until I was 11. And when I turned 11, that's when I made the move to boxing. Or I took some time off, and then at 11, I made the move to boxing. Um, and ever since, I've just been boxing. I've just been training, and fighting. Really, fighting is really all I ever been good at. I tried baseball, I was terrible. I tried football, I was terrible. I tried basketball, I was terrible. Fighting was really the only thing that you know, that I that I had talent for, that I had the gift to do it. And so it was something that I never took my foot off the gas. It's something I always wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do, and I always had the dream of being big and being a world champion in what I do, and that's still the goal. That's still the the dream. And whoever's in my way, we're just gonna have to take them out till I get there. Um, and so yeah, really, since 7 years old, a whole bunch of things have gone that have tried to stop me, and there's been moments where I've wanted to just, like, I don't want to do this, it's too much. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm made for this. This is what I do, this is what I chose to do, and so I'm here for everything that comes with it.
And how supportive were your parents about it, man? Like when you first told them, man, I want to box, man. I want to box. Was that something that was heavy on them, or were they very supportive of that?
Yeah, so at the time when I first started fighting, my dad wasn't really in my life. He was in jail. He was in prison. My mom, though, she was the one that put me in it. I was always hyper. I always liked the WWE. It was like, some kids play with cars, but I always like, I always wrestled. I always like the action figures, things like that as a kid. And so and I was super hyper. So really, to take my energy out, she put me in MMA. And but at first it was just, she just threw me in there just to get my energy out. Um, until I really started liking it, and I really started, I was good at it. And and not just MMA, but boxing as well. Like, um, I've always been good at it, really. And so yeah, she's always been supportive of it. She's really, in the times where I've wanted to just let go and choose something else to do, she was the one who she was like, nah, it's not an option. You're doing this. And so she's always had my back. And ever since my dad got out, he's always had my back as well. Um, and so yeah, I got my family support, and that's something. I think that's an advantage. You know what I mean? Like, uh, family that has my back and supports me.
Yeah, man. I was gonna ask you, man, how good did it feel, man, once your father was finally free again, was able to be part of your life, man, and give you that full support? Because I mean, even when he was locked up, trust me when I tell you, he had your back. Trust me when I tell you
Yeah.
that, man. So, but when he finally got out, man, how good did that feel, man?
Nah, yeah, for sure. Even when he was locked up, every time I would go visit him, like, all his homeboys, like, knew that I fought, knew that I did MMA and things like that. They knew, like, that I boxed. and so I always knew he had my back. But when he got out, it was a little different. It was something I had to get used to at first. You know, at first, like him coming to my fights and things like that, it would be pressure. You know, like okay, I gotta perform good. You know, Pops is here. But now really just like with the support they give me and they pull my ear every time they got to and tell me to tighten
Yeah.
up. Uh, but that's needed. You know what I mean? So now it's really just it feels good. It's it helps.
You know, man, though, that's a good thing, though, that you actually, man, there's always a blessing in disguise for everything, man.
Yeah.
You telling me, that you had to, to feel a little more nervous to perform better and all that, that prepares you
Yeah.
for not going into the pro debut. You know what I mean?
Literally. Yeah.
So that's a good thing, man. And when did you decide to turn pro and why was the decision made now?
So really, like as an amateur, everybody used to tell me like I got a pro style, um, like I never really fit in with the amateurs. And amateurs, you got to throw a lot. It's points. It's you really just end there to brawl. And it's some amateurs that they can brawl like with technique. You know what I mean? But really, my style was always pro, and I always got told that I was like my style was really just for pros. And so I haven't fought since November 2022, but like I haven't fought just because stylistically I've been training to train and fight as a pro. And I've been sparring pros. I've been sparring Julio Solis, Macho. I've been sparring Javon Garnett. He just fought on Golden Boy. I've been getting in with Enzo Herrera. So I've been getting good sparring, good training with guys that are that are good pros.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I moved teams. I started training at Franklin Boxing with Coach Asa, and that's
Okay.
who and that's who Macho trains with him too. And so I didn't think I was gonna go pro when I got with him. Um, I really thought I was just gonna keep fighting amateur, and he told me he was like, nah, let's just take this time off and let's start transitioning. Um, and so now the time came, the opportunity presented itself. So we took the fight, we took the opportunity, and August 24th we make our pro debut.
Yeah, man. I know Julio Solis really well, man. Good friend of mine, man. So tell
Yeah,
him, tell him I said what's up when you
I
see him
will. I
again.
got you.
Hey, man. I know that was some good work with him, man. So
Yeah,
what did you learn, man, by sparring him, man? Because I mean, you always learn something.
yeah, definitely, and especially with him, I think I learned the most from him. Um, he really like, bro. You see Macho in the gym, he's hanging out with everybody, he's talking to everybody, like, and then when it's time to train, like he's locked in. So it's like he's like one of the most humblest dudes that I've met. And he's been a big brother to me, like ever since me transitioning to go pro. He gives me tips on things like that and advice, um, and so does Coach. But sparring him is like it's real. How to say it's real different, really, because like with the sparrings I've had, I've been able to, you know, go at it with these guys and sometimes beat these guys. And with Macho, it was like Macho could fight anywhere. You
Yeah.
make him go back, he knows what he's doing. You make him come to you, he knows what he's doing. You fight on the inside, he knows what he's doing. So it's like with Macho, you can't let it go. You got to be real sharp. You know, once you like si te duerme, like his raps, like
Easy.
yeah, he's on you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. He's a what I call, man, a nuisance, man, because he just keeps fighting. I
Bro,
don't care what's going on. He wants to keep fighting. So that's why I was glad that you had sparred here, man. I know you're in the Tampa Bay area training, and it's
yeah.
probably a different gym, but have you got to get any work with the Valle brothers?
I haven't. So the Vire brothers used to train with Coach Asa, over at Pro Box, but not yet. I haven't. Me and Dominic Valle are, I believe we're similar weights or like
Yeah,
size wise, we're similar.
he,
So
he's
definitely get
135. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So definitely some work with him would be great. I've known the Vire brothers since for years. So I know Dominic. They all of them, and they got a little brother too, Kenyon. They all three of them they're dogs. So you know it'd be great work with them. But no, I haven't. Not yet. I haven't got no work with them.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you was mentioning, man, because it's been a long time since I spoke about it, but I always tell people, man, that I personally know a lot of fighters that had a pro style in the amateurs, and I'm not saying this is the case with you or anything like that. I'm just using as an example, man, that I've had a lot of good friends, man, that they didn't win as many fights in the amateurs because they had a pro style. But
Yeah.
when they came into the pro style, coincidentally, one of them did become a world champion, by the way, but because of the different styles, man. So I look, a lot of amateurs, man, if they got a pro style, like I said, I don't know if this is the case. You tell me if this is your case or not. They didn't worry about the outcome in the amateurs. They were just honing their craft as a pro and using it to get themselves ready for the pros and not worry about the results in the amateur so much. I don't know how it was for you, but if you want to speak on that.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. I really like going to nationals because a whole bunch of my amateur fights they've been against either Florida's best or nationally like the best. Um, and like one of my last fights was against Juan Rivera. He's signed by Danny Garcia now. That kid is nasty. He was
Yeah.
number one in the world. Um, and so really I lost multiple times as an amateur. Um, but it was really just stylistically the different styles, and the judges were just looking for what I guess the other person had. There was multiple times where I thought I won, and that was the outcome. But yeah, now that I'm going pro and we got them 8 ounces on, it just like it excites me. Like the closer the August 24th gets, like
Mhm.
it's like the more excited I get, just because I know it's like ahora sí que sí, like
Ahora sí que sí.
yeah, like now.
I'm gonna definitely be there, man. Gonzalo Zapia's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's already got me my media stuff all squared away and all that. It's gonna feel good to actually go in there in media instead of working a corner, because usually when I go to his events, I'm working somebody's damn corner.
Yeah.
Man. I like, man, give me a media pass, man. I ain't trying to do none of that other shit, So
Yeah.
so I know the event very well. I know the layout over there. I know the stadium real well. You will see me there in person. How did y'all link up with Gonzalo Sapia to get this done?
So Gonzalo, he's been nothing but great. Gonzalo, he's a great guy. And Box Light, they take real good care of the fighters. And literally, I was supposed to fight for him May 18th, but coach couldn't make it to the event, so we couldn't fight. And but right there and then, right when I told him like, yo, like let's get on the card, he had an opponent for me. And same with this one, he had an opponent. Um, so Gonzalo's great people. I got connected with him because my brother-in-law, or my ex-brother-in-law, Jason Santana, um, he's 6-0, 6 knockouts, and he fought for Gonzalo, I believe June of last year. Yeah, June of last year he fought for Gonzalo, and so I'm always with Jason. So it's seeing how he took care of Jason and seeing how the fight went with Jason and things like that. Like, I knew Gonzalo was a great promoter and a great guy. Um, and I always told Gonzalo, like, yo, when I make my debut, like, this is where I want to have it. And, now, time has come.
It's a good place to start, man. Like I said, I've taken a lot of fighters down there. And by the way, Gonzalo, just so in case you're hearing, I'm not working no corners August 24th. I'm not working no corners. If my hand is forced, I'm charging double. I'm gonna charge double, man. I mean, let me enjoy an event. Like, man, it's always good to just to go and enjoy an event,
Yeah,
instead of
no, yeah.
harassed and bothered all fucking evening and shit, man. But shout out to Gonzalo Sapia at Bucks Light, man. I know it's gonna be a phenomenal night, man. La Promesa, mano. La Promesa. Yo necesito saber, where did that nickname come from, man?
So, that nickname, when I did MMA, I had a coach. He was more, like my dad was locked up, so this guy was my father figure, and he was always real. You know how like some coaches, when they get mad, they don't know how to control their mouth, like and they just talk. And so I was like 8, 9 years old, but like, and I can still, obviously I still remember to this day. He used to tell me like you'd be nothing without me. Like I would be nothing without him. And that was like literally like at least once a week type thing. And it came to a point where he like he took advantage of somebody in my family, and we had to go to court. We had to go through a whole process, and it was just like complete switch up. Uh, and so in court, when I got to before they locked him up, I got to say my final words to him, and I told him I was like, bro, like one thing I can promise you is that one day without you, I will be a world champion, and so that was the promise, and I have it tatted on me like my mouthpiece. It says 2/22/18 because that moment took place on February 22nd, 2018. And La Promesa is, where that comes from. But yeah.
Whoa, that's deep. That is deep. Fuck, man.
That's the motivation right there. Yeah.
Man, listen, man. If you was to describe your fighting style to these folks, it is going to be your debut, so there's not going to be really film unless they followed you as amateur like I did. But just for you, an audience, man, what is it that you bring to the table? Like, what would you consider your fighting style?
I think, I've always been a technical fighter. I love fighting, technical, looking clean, looking nice. But bro, really, like, if it, I think it's pro now. So really, all I can say is like, I'm coming for your head. Like, obviously, sharp and smart. I'm not gonna go out there and go crazy, but I'm coming for your head. That's simply what it is. But if I had to, like, I guess put a word or describe it, it would be like a boxer puncher. I like to, hit, not get hit, but I also like to come forward and I like to touch that body. Definitely the body. I'd rather hurt somebody to the body quick before getting to the head. But yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, educated aggression is fine, but I always keep that in mind. I know you got your coaches and shit. I'm putting my coaching shoes on right now, man. So forgive me, man. But educated aggression, man. Educated aggression. Don't do anything crazy that's gonna leave you out there vulnerable, man. I mean, there's a time and a place to do it. You as a fighter are actually gonna know because you're in there. You're gonna know when you can come forward and take advantage of what you saw. But always make sure you come back out and don't get too greedy. So that's you don't want to catch a shot like last night we had a fight that the guy was winning the whole fight.
Bro, I was there, yeah. Bro.
That's what I mean by that. Like that he should have won that fight.
Bro. I didn't even know I still don't know how to react to it. Like that fight was crazy, yeah.
That's what I mean by educated aggression, man. It was okay when he was coming in, but he had his hand up most of the time, and then that one time he had it down. And that's all it takes is one time, man. So I'm glad that you was there. So you got to keep that in mind and
yeah, most definitely.
Make sure you don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because H2O, a great example of what Cano is talking about. Yeah, that's what we just said, man. That's what we just said, man.
Yeah.
Man, you was in the building last night?
Yeah.
Man, how was that atmosphere, man, when Amanda Serrano, bro?
You said how was the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Oh, it was bro, it was crazy. That fight especially was crazy because Stevie, the girl she fought, trains with Jason. So like I know Stevie's coach personally. I don't know Stevie like that, but I know her coach personally, and I know her training partners, and I've worked with them before. And so really, like, I really thought it was gonna be, a longer fight, but Amanda just, when she came out, like, the whole crowd was just wild. You could just tell she was in her moment. Like she wasn't, because a lot of fighters, you see them locked in, but they get locked in so much that they freeze. Amanda was just there, like, having fun. Like she was just enjoying the moment. So it was like, I feel like a fighter's most dangerous when they just enjoying the moment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My boy was there, man, on Corey Marksman, man. He fought Tony Aguilar.
He went crazy too.
Yeah, man. I mean, I felt he won the first fight anyway. I didn't see no need for the rematch. But I'm being biased. That's my homeboy. So
I don't think I saw the first one. I know they fought twice in the amateurs, but and then this one, Corey turns out. He went crazy.
Yeah, the first one, man. The first one, I felt he won, man. But this is another thing you can learn from as well. His first fight against Tony Aguilar, even though I felt he was ahead on the cards at the end of the fight, he kind of took his foot off the gas in the last round and a half, and
Yeah.
that's all it took for them to call it a draw. You know what I'm saying, man? And
one judge scored it a draw for this one.
yeah, man, I was like, what the hell are they doing, bro? Like I said, I'm biased, you know, that's my boy and shit. So
Yeah.
it's whatever, man. It's whatever, man. So what do you think of the what do you think about this Jake Paul thing, man? Do you think it's good for boxing or bad?
You want me to be real? I like Jake Paul. I think, I think it's good. He's, bringing up a whole bunch of, prospects.
Yeah.
Good, and he's based in Florida, basically. Like, all his shows are at the Caribe Royale. He always gets fighters from Tampa, Orlando, around here. So it's like, for Florida specifically, I think is good, because really he's, I don't want to say he's bringing us up, because but he's giving us the opportunity to come up. So I really think it's good, and I think he could fight. I like him. I think he could fight.
I'm gonna be truthful with you. I agree with almost everything you said. I like him. For boxing, I like what he's doing. He's getting a lot of these fighters better paid than what they normally would have got for an event like this. Man, it's just one thing I don't, man. I mean, and it's probably me being nitpicky and shit like that, man. But and I don't mind him even living in Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, and supporting the Puerto Rican fighters. I don't mind that, but when you start claiming yourself as a Puerto Rican, I can't do it, bro. I can't do that,
bro. My mom, she literally she hates him because of that. Like how he calls himself El Gallo de Dorado. Like she hates it. Like she just likes him crazy.
I think that's the one mistake he did. He should have left that alone, man. Because Puerto Rico, we proud, man. And that shit right there, nah, bro. Hey, keep doing everything else you're doing. I don't have an issue with him and none of that. If it wasn't for him, man, look, he helped Amanda Serrano a lot. I'm grateful for him for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like an all-out hate towards him. It's just that specific thing right there, man. You got to understand where you're at, man. You can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. So,
but
I don't think he could fight, though.
You don't think he could fight?
No.
I think for him being a YouTuber, like literally not that long ago, to me, he surprised me.
Well, listen, man. I sent this people, man, text messages. I wanted to fight him. I wanted to knock him out. That's first of all, man, right?
Yeah.
None of that. I said, all right, man. Well, if it ain't me, man, you need a name, right? Francisco Palacio. Let me offer you Francisco Palacio, the wizard.
Yeah.
Because the wizard asked me, he say, man, Cano, tell him how about me? Man, they don't want to do it, man.
Yeah, nah, Jake's not gonna take no fight,
Fresno Kendo. I got to text on my phone. Hey, man, Cano, what's up, man? Can you put in a word? I'm like, bro, they don't want no smoke, man.
Yeah.
They don't want no smoke.
No, yeah, they're not gonna take no fight. They know they're at risk.
I mean, I get it to an extent because you got to build a fighter, and he is new, so you do got to build. That's the other thing that I think is an unfair criticism of him. Like I said, I'm not shitting on him. I think it's an unfair criticism that they're criticizing his first few opponents when they come up and as real boxers, nobody's going to remember your first 5, 6 fights. They're not gonna, who are they? You know what I'm saying? You got to build them somewhere. So I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is like, hey, man, you're big enough now that you got to fight somebody that maybe not a complete threat, but somebody that's going to challenge you, somebody that's going to bring the best out of you at least, and then work your way from there. That's is that a fair criticism, man?
Nah, definitely. You think when he fought what's this guy's name?
I would knock him out, by the way. I would knock him out, but go ahead.
What's it called? The guy when he fought the August guy. Andre August, I think his name is.
Yeah.
You think that knockout was real?
Nope.
I think that's the only fight that I see Jake and it's like.
I just gotta, well, You know what? You're entering into boxing now.
Yeah.
You got good people around you. Keep those good people around you. Never change, because let me tell you, this game is filthy, bro. Filthy.
Most definitely.
If you don't, if it can happen, it can happen. Everything behind the scenes that people claim are myths or it's impossible for this to happen, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into specifics, but I've seen a lot, and I'm like, damn, man, if the viewing audience would know this. But then if you tell the viewing audience, they'd be like, man, that's cap. And ain't no way that would happen in boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, what my brother said, man, Jake fights people that are smaller and have no movement. I'm not smaller and I got movement. I'm just saying, bro. Y'all can laugh if you want, but I would, bro, on everything. I'm on live right now. I would knock that man out, man.
He ain't never responded to you or nothing?
No, they just said no. I threw Francisco Palacios' name out there, no response. I threw motherfucking bro. When we get done with the show, I will send you screenshots of my text, bro.
Yeah.
I try to throw Fresno Kendo that way. Fresno Kendo's a good friend of mine, man. Like, I know a lot of people, man. It's like,
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so you just want to fight people that you're gonna beat for sure. You're good for the sport of boxing because you're helping a lot of boxers. You're getting them better paydays, man. You're putting some shine on them and stuff like that. But you might as well just be a damn promoter then and stop fighting.
Nah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I agree with that. He should just.
I think that would be his best move, man. Like, okay, look, you don't want to risk it, and I get all that. You don't want to risk it. Fine. Be a promoter. Your name is solidified already. He was a very popular YouTuber who's already famous off of YouTube. He got famous off of boxing now. It just threw him a level higher. He could just be a promoter now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. But what can we expect on August 24th on your pro debut? Because I done went talking shit on a whole different direction, man.
Really, August 24th. I don't know much about my opponent. I know I've seen he fought Leonel Colon, and me and Leonel Colon are like this. So from what I know of that Taz has told me is and from what I've seen when he fought Taz is that he's a little wild. But again, when you're wild like that, you're open, you're vulnerable. So
straight punches.
Expect me to straight punches and touch that body early, and wherever it goes from there, we'll adjust. And at the end of the night, for sure, I'll have my hand raised. Want to know?
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, look, I'm not gonna hold you up too much longer, man, but I would like you to tell people where they can follow you on your journey, man, your Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is you want them to have, man, and give them some last words, bro.
Yeah. On my Instagram is real Jobed Collazo, and then my Facebook is Jobed Collazo. You can find me on there, and yeah, I'll be posting videos and promotions for August 24th, and August 24th you can get your tickets at boxlightpro.com, and come out and watch me make my debut. It's the beginning of greatness.
I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Hey, man, appreciate you for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a great rest of your weekend, man.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, man. Take care.